Hi guys, I'm back with the second round of our introduction tutorials for Zombians Graphics and Art Mentor Program. So we did this tutorial the first time around. You can click back to it if you want. Today what I'm going to show you is different lighting effects. So you can get an outcome very similar to, let me open it, hold on, very similar to this right here. Just shows you how to make some lighting and enhance the lighting for a render. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go on to, again, Planet Renders or any other render website you use and download a render. What to look for in a render for this tutorial is something with a very obvious light source. Just because since we're practicing, it makes sense. So I'm just going to browse the main ones, like for example, take a look at this one. Now this is one that you could use. No, it's overly lit up, but you can see the lights coming from the left hand side because the right hand side is all darker. So if you were doing lighting practice on this, the light source would be coming from somewhere here, and it would be pretty strong since she's pretty, well lit. So let's, you would go through, find a render you like, and open up Photoshop. So we're going to make a new document, 400 by 150. Should be fine. Control N to make a new document, guys. Now we're going to take we're going to take our render now and paste our render in. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I already downloaded my render to the desktop right here. So I'm going to just take it, click on it, drag it over to Photoshop, and drag it into my file. It automatically drags in as a smart object, so you can later rasterize it if you want. Let me make it a bit bigger. I'm holding down Shift to maintain proportions. Oh, wait, no, that's not it. Cancel, stop, escape. Escape if you make a mistake. There we go. It's big enough for me. And I'm going to put her down here. And I'm going to take one of these dark blue colors from the right side of her. Okay, and I'm going to click on Paint Bucket and click on my background layer, and there we go. So it ended up being a little more green than I had expected. Let me pick a darker blue. There, that's a blue color. So if you zoom in, you'll see it's a dark blue. We have our render. Now, the first way we can do lighting is by duplicating that. Control J, right? We can go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and set a pretty high Gaussian blur, like maybe 2 or like 5. The more you do it, the more you'll see, the more glowy it'll get. So once I've done that, I'm going to set this layer mode from normal over to lighten, and do you see how everything just kind of got very glowy and ethereal looking? So once you've done that, what I like to do is erase off the parts that you want to be sharp. So what you would do to do that is just press the eraser tool. Sorry, I rasterized it from the Smart Object eraser tool, set it to 100%, and I'm just going to erase it from the areas where I want her details to show, which will be here, primarily over her face, and the hair that's framing her face. Yeah? Alright, so there we go. Now if we zoom out, you'll see it's like this. Actually, I'm going to move this down a bit. I'm going to move her down a bit because I want, and I'm going to make her a little smaller because I want that like cool purple thingy on her head to show. Just adds a bit to the piece in my opinion. So maybe we'll do something like that and rotate her a bit. Make her a little smaller. Just make her more proportionate. There we go. So something like that, maybe? Maybe? I don't know. I think it's fine for now. Okay, so we've done that fuzzy lighting layer, right? That's one way of adding lighting. I'm going to remove that for now because it's not my favorite. Next way is on the background layer. We're going to duplicate that, Control J, and drag it up top. That hid your render. That's okay. Filter, Render, Lighting Effects, let it load, and this gives you a spotlight like this, see? So now we're going to make that spotlight a bit bigger and focus it up top where our light source was coming from. Maybe elongate it a bit. I'm going to make it, you know, you would experiment with this, play around with it. I want to make it a little brighter. I think, there we go. Okay, and once you've done that, you'll click on OK, and you get this from that. Now we're going to take that layer and set it to lighten. No, maybe not. We're going to set it to, let me see what we're going to set it to. Ah, there we go, this one. No, that's not it either. Exclusion, does that work? We can set it to exclusion. You can see that it's doing the thing with lighting. It's working. You can alternatively set it to lighten or screen as well, depending on how bright you want to make it. I think what I did is you can also make like an empty layer. Again, go to filter, lighting effects. No, you have to have it selected. So what we can do is copy our render, move it to the top. I'm going to erase that and I'm going to show you another way of doing it. So we have our original render untouched, right? Original render, duplicate that, and then on that render we're going to filter, render, lighting effects. Same thing, press OK. And you'll see that it kind of dulled everything else around it, but when we set this lighting mode to soft light, for example, you'll see it just enhanced the lighting, darkened the shadows, and focused it. In my opinion, it's too sharp. I would probably lower the opacity, there we go, a little bit, maybe like to 30%, and then continue, because like it's already pretty sharp, the white light there from the original render, so you don't really need to overdo it in the lighting for this render, but depends on your render. So we've done that. That was 2 ways. Another way of doing it, I'm going to delete. Third way of doing it, fourth way maybe, is make a new layer, click on the brush. I'm going to right click within the canvas and select a soft fuzzy brush, make it a bit bigger, big enough to be like a light source like that, right? Maybe a little smaller. Experiment. That's the key to this whole thing, is experiment. Okay, and then I'm going to select a very light blue because I want my lighting to be blue, and I'm going to do that. Click it, dab it there a couple times, right? And we have some lighting. Check it out. It's not the best right now, but when you set it to soft light, for example, it adds a nice light source. You can use this to enhance lighting or to bring out other points. Like, see that pink part of her pony? I'm going to take a really bright pink color. I'm going to lower the size of that brush, and I'm going to brush right there and just bring that pink out, just like that. Bring the pink out of her hair, like that. And then if it's too much, like I just overdid it, click on the eraser tool, make it a little bigger, use a soft brush. This is a soft brush where the edges aren't firm. They're fuzzy, and this is a hard brush just for future. This is a soft brush, so I'm going to make it a little lower opacity and just erase it off that. There we go. So we've enhanced our lighting in this way. You can do this to really focus and add maybe some extra blue here, some extra pink there, some extra yellow there, whatever the colors of your tag are. You can enhance them that way. That was another way of lighting. Let me delete. Oh, wait, no. Okay, so what did we learn? We learned how to blur plus lighten, right? Let me list them out for you. We learned blur plus lighten. We have learned render lighting effects. We've learned using a large soft brush. Right, those are different methods that I showed you how to make, how to use. Okay. That's all, really. That's all there is to it. Just different various ways of using your render and using preloaded Photoshop filters and brushes to add or enhance lighting into your signature. I hope this helped. It's a little more in-depth than what we have right now for the Intro to tutorial, so I'm going to try to see if we can replace it with this or not. Okay, thank you for listening. I hope it helped. If it was confusing anywhere, be sure to leave a comment and I will definitely clarify or help you if you're stuck somewhere. Yeah, thank you. Intro 3 should be coming up shortly. Bye.